Alright, so we're taking the car out for a spin now. I just pulled it out of my neighborhood and we're sitting at a stoplight. Basically just want to show you guys what it's like driving the car around. I get questioned a lot since this car is supercharged, you know, whether it's hard to drive or anything like that, but honestly this car is very, very streetable. As you will see as I accelerate, there really is, there's no, you know, the supercharger kicks in at a later time, so this car is very, very streetable, but believe me, the power is here when you need it. So, you know, this car can be driven stoplight to stoplight and you never really, you know, utilize the 550 some horsepower that it has until you need it. Then oh boy, you better hold on. So I'm actually going to hop on the freeway right here. I'm going to create a little bit of space between me and this car ahead of me. You'll have to forgive the sun, and I know the air conditioning is probably making a whistling noise. It's still hot out here. So I'm going to do a little bit of a pull from about 25, 30. Here we go. So I'm going to have to quickly brake here because I didn't have a huge enough gap. But as you can see, hopefully it translates well through the video. This thing really just jumps us up and goes. You know, kind of threw me back in my seat. Not quite a full acceleration that I gave it there, but pretty darn close. So this car really, really gets up and goes, but you know, now I'm back to just, you know, driving it, you know, kind of like a grandpa. So I just want to, you know, do a quick drive-through video so you guys can see that, you know, I really have nothing to hide here. This car drives great. I am doing it with one hand, so you'll have to forgive my driving. I'm holding a little handheld camera. I do have the AC on pretty much full blast, so you might be hearing some weird air noise. It's just because the AC is probably hitting the microphone. It's still about 100 degrees out here in California, even though we're, you know, late into September, almost October already. Kind of crazy weather. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over a couple things while I'm continuing driving. I know this isn't the most exciting video, but some of the things about this car is, you know, I get questioned a lot, you know, why are you selling it? What's the reason behind that? And, you know, I just had a second child, a second baby. Before my two babies, this car was absolutely my baby. But now I have other priorities. I need to get something a little bit more practical. So it's time to sell this car and probably, you know, maybe another one of my toys as well. So, you know, my loss is definitely your gain. And to be honest with you, I don't drive this car the way it really truly deserves to be driven. I mean, this car, you know, should be going out there, you know, smoking tires, breaking loose, you know, running quarter miles, whatever it is. I've just never really done any of that in this car. It's been fun to drive, and don't get me wrong, I've had fun driving it, but I've never really taken it to that next level. And you know, like, this car truly deserves to be driven. I can't even remember the last time I've spun the tires. It's honestly been years, and that's sad because this car is made for that, and it's modified especially for that. And I think I'm just kind of growing out of this phase, and you know, I'm ready for a cruiser now. You know, I'm posting a lot of pictures and a lot of you know, a lot of images. If there's anything you want to see, anything that I'm leaving out, you know, feel free to request it. I really have nothing to hide when it comes to this car. So feel free to request any images, any, you know, maybe even a video, something that I didn't get a chance to show you, and I'll show you just, you know, how well this baby fires up and just goes. As you can see by the pictures, this car is very, very well taken care of. I've maintained kind of a paint room shine ever since I got it, and just like I said, this has been my getaway, my toy, my baby, if you will. So this is just, you know, you're really getting something that's very well taken care of, and it has a lot of life left on it. I'm going to go over some of the questions just while we're waiting here at these stoplights. I know this isn't the most exciting video. Recent things that have been done to it: I put a new AC compressor, a new water pump on it. Those are things that really go out on these old, or not these old, but this GM model. You know, last summer the AC compressor, you can probably hear the AC blowing right now. It blows very, very cold. And the water pump, like I said, it goes out on these a lot, and it was time. It was starting to leak a little bit, but the coolant is completely taken care of. I'll try to show the temperature as I'm driving. You can see it's idling perfect. I don't don't know if you know a lot about these superchargers, but they have their own intercooler built into them that that really allows them to stay very, very cool. So I'm gonna hop on it again on the freeway here and maybe jump on it a little bit and let you guys, you know, see the speedometer this time instead of this boring road. So here we go. I'm gonna do a little bit of a slowdown here. As you can see, forgive me for I'm holding one hand down. I'm gonna go down to about 30 and really jump on it. So you can see I got to 80 really, really quick there. And once again, that was not a full-blown floor of the gas pedal. It's, you know, I was probably a little more than 3/4 of the way there. You know, just kind of eased into it and, you know, eventually hit that throttle. So, you know, this car has a lot of pull on it. I'm kind of old-fashioned, I guess, when it comes to not really wanting to launch it really hard or max out really hard. But believe me, you know, if you don't know a lot about these cars, they have, you know, the drivetrain of a Corvette, you know, LS2 motor. And everything that goes with it. So these cars are really meant for that, but I just, you know, I've never been one to just jump on it and launch it over and over and over again, which is why I didn't go full throttle there. But you had a chance to really see it pick up pretty darn quick. This car is 50 states smog legal, from what I've been told. I know for sure it's California legal because I live in California. I get a smog. I have the CARB sticker on this supercharger, so there's no issues getting a smog. I just had it done in July, so I know that it's still good. From what I've been told and what I've read, if it passes in California, it'll pass in any state. Now, that's not a legal disclaimer. That's nothing that, you know, I want you to come back to me and say something about if you don't pass in your state. But, you know, this thing is California legal, and from what I hear and read, we have the most strict smog guidelines that there are. And if you can pass here, you can pass anywhere. So, you know, no long tube headers or anything crazy like that. You know, those are easy mods you can do to this car. And something I would do to this car if it wasn't for the fact that I live in California. And like I said, I'm kind of old-fashioned with my ways. And I like to stay legal. And that's why you know, I have the supercharger that I chose, because this is a smog legal supercharger. You know, hopefully you've seen enough. You've seen me do a couple turns. I flipped a U-turn. Everything was crisp. Everything was smooth. No loud noises. No rattles. Nothing crazy. A car that is ready for someone to drive it. That's my only wish, is that it goes to somebody that is ready to drive this car. This car is like a beast that's been held on a leash, and it's time to unleash it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video here, and you know, hopefully you guys will go ahead and make a bid on this, and I can send this to a good home. Take care.